Hello, friends, and welcome to Quantum Health Connections. This episode is sponsored by the oh my gosh, I just blanked on it. Sponsored by these guys. So this is the Quantum Health Secrets trilogy. I wanted to tell you a little bit about those today, so you know what I'm talking about when I say the Quantum Health Secrets trilogy. And this show is all about being healthy from the inside out, the little things, the big things, and everything in between. So today I wanted to just touch base with you on Quantum Health's trilogy and why the information in those might be useful to you. So the first book is this one, Vim and Vigor, Escape the Medical Merry-Go-Round, Reclaim Your Health, and Live a Long and Healthy Life. So this book is one that people are like, oh, you wrote a book. No, I didn't write this book. God wrote this book, because every morning at 2 a.m. I was awakened to write this. And in it, I think my favorite part, and the part that I was like, are you kidding me? This is so, what are we doing here? Is a redefinition of what is health. Because when you consider that everything that we do is based on the premise that we understand what's going on, and we use words to understand what's going on. And so you look at what the definition is that actually the entire world is operating off of. It's kind of like when you do a deep dive into it, which I did, it's kind of messed up. So I'll give you, if I can find it in here. I found the new definition of health. So basically our definition of health that we're operating on is based on what the World Health Organization says. And of course I can't find it in here because I'm just ad-libbing this particular podcast. Except for I know I want to talk about these books. So new definition of health, let's go right to it. Health occurs when an individual understands and chooses habits that strengthen, restore, and enhance their organs, cells, and atoms, such that disease and infirmity are conspicuously absent, while the joy of physical, mental, and social vitality are deliberately and reliably present. So this definition puts all the power in your hands, because the other definition, which scanning this, I don't see. Oh, it's in here somewhere. Infirmity, they talk about infirmity. Oh, here it is. No, the agreed upon definition. Here it is, it's a tiny definition. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So complete physical, mental, and social well-being is a matter of perception. There's not really a definition to that. So it's like, what does complete mean to you? And one question we ask people is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy are you? And a lot of people think that they're healthy because they're on medication, so they don't feel their symptoms. But in my perspective, if you're on medication so that you don't feel your symptoms, you're at like a 5 out of 10, because it's all being masked. You have no idea what's going on underneath in the background. And the fact that some people get better when they're on medication, they get off the medication, that's a testament to the incredible healing power of the body. But you don't a lot of times you see people, they get on medications and you're expected to stay on medication. So complete physical, mental, and social well-being is all by perspective. The absence of disease does not mean the presence of health. It does not. Absence of disease does not mean the presence of health. All of the medical tests, I'm going to use like all of them, even though you could probably say, oh, there's that one that doesn't do that. But let's just do it blanket to make it easier to understand, because this is the majority. So all of the, now I'm like, my brain is trying to find like, what's the exception to the rule? So when my patients come in with their tests from their medical doctor, they'll be like, well, I can see that this marker is like, it's heading towards disease, but they're not telling me anything to do to make it like back up. How do I make it get back to the other? Like if you're talking blood tests or any of those other kind of medical tests, like, they're like, I don't know what to do. And then their medical system is like, oh, we'll just wait till you're not at a disease yet, so we can't prescribe that to you. And then you finally hit the disease state and you get on your medication. It covers up the symptoms. Yay, the blood tests are coming back right. But you never figured out what was happening on the inside. So that's what we do with quantum response testing. And also, that's what, if you implement everything in this book, I mean, it comes down to get rid of anything that interferes with health. And you could call them things that cause stress in your life or stressors. You could call them toxic thoughts, toxic emotions, toxins. We call them interferences because it's just like, what's interfering? And not real food is interfering, toxins are interfering, but where are your toxins? I spent hours a couple decades ago when I was first really, really sick. I was referred to a psychiatrist for hypochondria. I'm so healthy now. So just do what's in here and it'll, you'll get better. So I say that lightly. It's not easy, it's simple. Intuition, faith, and freedom, the one at-home tool you need to avoid medical intervention that teaches you quantum response testing that you can use at home. That's a style of muscle response testing. So if you're familiar, you might not be familiar with that term. If you're not, you can go to drbonniejewel.com and then do a video on that. It's becoming more popular, and I think everybody should be able to do this at home. And I describe how to do it in this book. So I'll tell you how to do that. And there's links to videos in there that'll show you how to do that. Visualization and manifestation, why visualizations fail and how to make yours succeed. So I've been using visualization for years, both successfully and not successfully. So these are my tips and tricks. You've probably tried it. There's a workbook that goes with this. And yeah, it's stuff that I've done to manifest what I want to manifest. So there you go. This book, 3 ingredient recipes for busy moms who don't have time to cook healthy meals. So this one I made to go with this one because sometimes people look at it and they're like, I can't, it's really hard to figure out how to cook. So these are simple recipes that'll get the job done. And it's for the mom on the go who's like, I got to take care of everybody else. Or you could be a small business owner and you've got so much to take care of and you're just like, I don't have time for this, but you got to eat the nutritious food because your food is medicine. And so this is the simplest way that I know how to do it. I've used this when I'm super busy in my life. And sometimes when I cook it, it tastes really good. And sometimes I don't do a good job, but there's a baseline for what you can do to get some of that healthy food in that you need to get in a very simple way. And so it's 3 ingredient recipes. And once you get the baseline of the recipes, you can go from there. And I know that there's a lot of people who they don't know how to cook. They were raised on microwave dinners. And so there's some basics in here that will hopefully help you figure that out. So that is the trilogy right there, my books that I wrote right there. And these are these are the foundation for the quantum response testing practitioner training. And that is a program where you can get licensed. You can get a certificate from me, but in order to practice, it's best to have insurance, liability insurance, and you can get that, and a legal certification that is through an outside accreditation organization. So that is the trilogy, and that's what I mean when I say Quantum Health Secrets Trilogy. It's like the secret to have health and vitality as you're aging. So I am filming this on Zoom, so I want to make sure before I tell you this that I'm not going to catfish you, because I don't think I'm going to catfish you. oh my gosh, it's so hard to, so video settings. So I'm 54 years old right now, and I'm looking at myself, I'm like, oh, my skin looks so good. So I'm a little bit suspicious. Touch up my appearance. Ooh, ooh, that's the touched up appearance. So, no, that's just me. So, yeah. I practice what I preach. I have a practice that is very feminine in its approach to how we treat people, with more nurturing. So there's a lot of even natural health practitioners too, who are about love and taking care of people. They love taking care of people, but there's a business model that is very much go get them, go, go, go. Kind of that fighting energy that men have, which is so awesome. And as a woman, I started my business trying to like do all this and see all these people and do all these things. And I was gaining weight, getting exhausted, and my body was hurting, and I was having to take more and more supplements. And I actually went to see another practitioner, and she's like, oh, this is normal as a practitioner that you need to start having stronger and stronger supplements. And I was like, no, 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 no. Like something's wrong. So then I went on this whole inquiry of like, how do I have a business and also be feminine and not do the fight, like, that man, go get him energy. So, and I was doing that for years, and it was impacting my health. And so I looked at, well, what do women do, right? When you look at like in the scheme of romance, what do women do? They attract, right? And so what about creating a business where instead of it's like, go get them, it's attract. So that's what we're doing, is we're attracting the right people for us. And if this resonates with you, then you might be attracted to this type of practice or this type of technique, because the cool thing about the right one, this is that it muscle response testing, especially quantum response testing, the way that we do it. And what we do differently in ours is part of the system is expanding your heart and bringing love into what you're doing. Also, being gentle and kind with yourself, and overall the people that you work with and what you're doing. So there's a softness to what we're doing that's a little bit different than some of the other techniques that I personally have learned and been exposed to. That's not saying that there aren't some that are doing this or people who are doing this, but that's what we're doing. And yeah, so it's pretty awesome, especially as a female. And I think that's all for today. So that's what we do with Quantum Health Secrets Trilogy. That's what quantum response testing is about. If you want to get one of the books and read it, that would be awesome. I'll put some links on here. And we also have our private group, and that group is Quantum Health Connections. It's on Facebook. And then we also have a section off Facebook to discuss the things that get censored. And you are welcome to join us after you read the book or see a practitioner and kind of get into the world that we're in. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative to you. And let me know if you have any questions. If you like this, please do share it with someone who might find it interesting. And I will look forward to seeing you next time.